bust it, bust it, bust it. Is you bust?
Cause I like you a lot, so give it a shot. Give it all that I got.
La-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-dee. Suddenly you call my name and I lose my brain and I float up to the moon. At first, I was like, eat, as a joke. But bro, I don't think it's a joke anymore.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I so stubborn? Why don't I just give up? Is what I would say if I was a little bitch that gives up. Good thing I'm.
Hey all you dirty heathens, now I know everyone's doing voiceovers on these because the musical selection is absolute dog shit, but I just opened up my TikTok shop. This is the first item in there. It's made out of dead rabbit and it has a binder to invoke the Norse god Loki. So if you want one, go get one.
Hey, stop. Don't scroll. Wait 1 second. Want to hype each other? Let's do it. Hit the like button. Comment anything. Copy link. I'm going to go to your page. I'm going to do the same thing on your last video. Ready? Go.
Hey guys, today we're going to be doing something a little different from our normal glass paintings, and we're going to be painting a phone case for a special order from a client. After I retrieved the proper phone case for them, I started painting, and I was very careful about where I was laying paint because I didn't want it to seep out of the outline. After that, I went and put black paint over the black marker, and then after that, I put a layer of sealant behind the paint after it dried. After I put the first layer, I laid down a second layer just to give it that extra protection, and then, in the end, it looked like this. It's pretty cool. I like it. Hey guys, as of recently I've been getting a lot more phone case painting commission requests, so I figured that I should make a video of one of them. The first thing that I do when I'm making one of these paintings is trace the size of the phone case onto a piece of paper so I could make a sketch that's the proper size. And then after that, when I'm done with the sketch, I lay a piece of tape over it and then I put the phone case over it so I can start lining it with the Sakurai Identa pen, which is the pen that I pretty much always use for any of these paintings. And then I remove it and place it onto a different piece of paper and get my paint ready before I actually start painting. Then I brush the surface to make sure that there's no dust on the surface. And then I start working on the smallest details such as the eyes or any accessories that may be near the face. And then after that, I start going for the skin shading. Turn the orientation of whatever surface you're working on towards yourself so that you can start brushing towards yourself, which is the way that you get the cleanest lines. After the skin, I work on the hair, and then after that, I start working on any other parts such as here, like the clothing and stuff like that. So I make sure that I take my time putting enough paint to layer it so there's no light seeping through the paint, which is the way you get the best results. And in the end, it looks like this. I hope you guys like.
Crazy part is, most people believe that these three things will actually save your life. They don't. Let's pretend you're lost in the desert and you need water and you don't have any. So where are some places you can get water? One commonly held terrible piece of advice is to drink your own pee, because it's mostly made up of water, except there's 5% of that that's all made up of just waste from your body, and even though the urine might keep you alive a little bit longer, you'll ultimately die of kidney failure. So you don't drink your own pee. Instead, you head over to some cactus you see nearby because you remember reading or hearing in school that you can drink the water inside of cactus. Except, unless it's one really specific kind of cactus, you'll be drinking lots of alkaloids and chemicals that will make you viciously egregiously ill, and you'll start vomiting and you'll have diarrhea and you'll die from dehydration much faster. So as you're sitting there wondering what you're going to do next, a venomous snake bites you. And so you instinctively start sucking on the bite to remove the poison, but you can't because it goes right into your bloodstream, and all you'll do is die much faster from infection.
You'll never leave me. Who has a face like Smarty does? Who has a voice like Smarty does? Who has a choice like Smarty does? Nobody. Who has a face? Daddy, ohayo.
おはよう。Come on.
Oh, stranger.
そんなものはお前の。この爪欲しいな。それがいいな。
Another life, I would be your girl. We keep all our promises, be us against the world.
Emotional attachment to your OCs, check. Show me your comfort OC, your self-insert OC, the OC that you feel guilty for giving a tragic backstory, the OC that you only still have because you grew an emotional attachment to them even though you never draw them, the OC that you've had for the longest time, and your all-time favorite OC.
Girl, come ride me for that feeling. Both us fighting. Could he try me? Most likely. Trying to see if you can handle the surge. Probably give us that panic attack. Sorry if I gave a random abuse. You probably thinking I'm a telekinetic. Oh, wait, you a fan of the magic? Ooh, pussy like an Alakazam. I heard from a friend of a friend that dick was a 10 out of 10. Everybody looking.
Drop it. Here's a secret about your altars you may not know about. When we look into the wine on the altar, we see that there are some bugs here. There are 7 to be exact. Now what's really interesting is that there are no bugs on the other altar wine, even though they're exactly the same. Altar number 2.
Undead Unluck is about Fuko, a girl who has the ability of unluck, so anyone that touches her gets bad luck. And depending on how long they touch her determines the severity of their bad luck. So if you touch her long enough, it's pretty much game over for you. And Andy, who wishes to die, but can't because he's immortal. He has the ability Undead. It's pretty crazy to see him heal himself from literally anything, and he uses his body in a bunch of creative ways. He teams up with Fuko and wants her to fall in love with him so she can give him the death he also desires. She wanted to die because she unintentionally killed a lot of people, including her parents. But teaming up with Andy has given her a reason to live. This is going to be an absolutely crazy anime. Comedy, romance, action, superpowers. Yeah, it has it all. And the first episode drops on October the 6th.
Do you know the dark origins behind the fairy tales we all grew up hearing? In this series, I'm going to draw each fairy tale and tell you the original scary stories they were based on. First, we have the Grimm's version of Snow White. Now, we all know how the story begins. The evil queen was jealous of Snow White's beauty, so she banished her into the woods. But the evil queen actually wanted to eat Snow White's liver and lungs with salt and pepper. The huntsman spared her and gave a boar's liver and lungs to the queen, which she eats. But the darkest part, which you might not know about, is how Snow White actually got revenge. Snow White and the prince got married and they invited the evil queen. Or should I say, tricked the evil queen into attending because they knew that she'd feel jealous enough to do it. And the evil queen actually fell for it. She arrived at Snow White and the prince's wedding only to find out that they put a pair of iron shoes into burning coals until it heated up and glowed bright red. Then they placed it in front of the evil queen and made her wear those shoes until she danced to her death.
Bijou 数え歌始まり始まり一つ人より居眠り収穫二つファイヤー燃えてるまたたび三つ水なら任せろ磯部四つ溶岩熱いぜ孫悟空五ついつでも駆け足国王六つ無理せず慌てず再現七つ七不思空飛ぶ長命八つやっぱりウィーダーゼ九鬼九つ古今と最強クラマ堂々揃った美獣の仲間ちょいムズだけどいい名前
If you scare easily, swipe on. In 1989, a woman started hearing strange banging sounds in her walls and in the ceiling. And then one night, the crawl space to her attic was open, so she went to go have a look. When she's just feet away, an old man suddenly appears in the crawl space and looks her dead in the eye before vanishing. There was nobody else in the house. Worried no one's going to take her seriously over an apparent ghost in her house, she ends up calling a paranormal investigator. When the paranormal crew arrived, they were actually very skeptical until they heard loud banging in the attic and they decided to go up and have a look. As soon as the two men get up into the attic, one of them screams and suddenly disappears. The other, who didn't have a flashlight, starts using the flash on his camera to illuminate the attic. And he takes one of the most famous pictures in paranormal history. His partner, who was in total shock, had been lifted off the ground and tied to one of the beams. That was the last night the woman ever stayed in the house. However, it's still being rented out today, but nobody stays longer than 1 or 2 months.
Do you style your hair the same way every day? Well, there's an urban legend about a woman who always wore her hair in a bun, but for her, this habit would lead to something terrifying. This woman loved wearing her hair in a bun, but she might have taken it a bit too far. She didn't want to style her hair differently or even take out her bun to clean her hair. Whenever she took a shower, she would just wear a shower cap to make sure the water didn't mess up her bun. At night, she would sleep with a towel around her hair so the bun didn't move. After a while, she had to put hairspray in it to mask the smell. Then her scalp started feeling itchy, so she would put more hairspray in it. Even when the itching got intense, she just applied more hairspray. But her husband finally found out about how bad the situation had gotten when he woke up one day and his wife was still asleep. He tried to wake her up, but she wouldn't move. She had died in the middle of the night. The husband called the police, fearing that something unusual might have happened. But when her body was examined, they finally took out her bun. Inside her hair, they found something terrifying. They found a huge spider had gotten into her hair, made a nest, and laid eggs. When the baby spiders hatched, they bit through her skull and ate her brain.